Okay, can you hear me if I don't use the microphone?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I don't see any need for it, because I'll just leave it off. Okay. Okay, my husband and I and our two children, Tony, who was 2, and Paul, who was 2 months, moved in 1957. Now, that was not the first time I was here. In 1953 is when I met my husband, and he brought me over to Manhattan Beach to meet his sister and her family who lived in Manhattan Beach. At that time, I lived at 1332 10th Street, and we were the third house in, and after that there were fields from our house to Sepulveda. We lived between Meadows and Rowell, well, by the firehouse there on Manhattan Beach Boulevard. It's just so that kind of orients you to where we are. And there were just houses there that were, none of them were tract houses. They were all individual. The tract houses weren't built until the early 50s. And so the first time when I went out there, that's where it ended. There was a church across the street from us, but it was relatively small. And we had the view of downtown LA from our front yard. Now, when we drove by down Manhattan Beach Boulevard, in Pollywog Park, there was just looked like a pumping station there. There was nothing else there. It was a big swamp with a pumping station in the middle of it. And my 2 nephews played Little League down there. The brownfield was there someplace, but I don't know if it's where Premier is now or not, but I know that that's where they played.
Behind the red schoolhouse. But the back of where the school is now is at the back of it.
Of the Little League field?
Yeah, the original.
Browns
Park.
It was
field.
on the other side of Sepulveda.
North
Or-
side.
No, it was Manhattan Beach Boulevard, but at Pollywog Park,
Yeah.
where the back of the MBMS school is, it
Oh.
was right there.
Okay, so
And then
it's.
the Pony League field was between there and Redondo,
Oh, okay.
right in the middle of where the school is now.
Okay, so that's why I didn't see it. It was hidden from sight. And then the tract houses, then then we moved in 1957. And that's all I remember from that time, that first few times I came there. And that would have been in 53 or 54. So in 57, when we moved in, the tract homes had been built. They had sidewalks. We were attached to the sewer system. We had to fill in the cesspool. And then, let's see.
Hey, Grandma, I think you can be heard.
All right, we're going to this. Okay. On. Okay, can we hear now?
It's the same.
That's the same. Okay. If I talk this loud, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
I don't have a problem talking loud.
Testing. Test. Test. Better?
That works.
There, is that better for everybody?
Yeah.
Good, then I don't have to shout. All right, I'm good at it, but, okay, and my niece told me that prior to that time, there were just flowers, and it seemed to me, it's some kind of a vegetable stand or something on the corner, the north, it would be the northeast corner of Manhattan Beach Boulevard and Sepulveda.
Right.
It was sort of like a vegetable stand or something.
Yeah.
Market.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that, but that's, yeah.
It was a cell phone.
Okay. So now we've moved in, and one of the things that we moved in and we found, because the track was built, we had lots of field mice. That was one of the things that you just learned to live with, because they did all that construction, and all those field mice came in, and mouse traps all over the place. That lasted until the rats came later. We still had the bicycle store there on Aviation. That was there, and so was the Hangar Inn. And actually, the Hangar Inn is where one of my nephews met his wife, and they've been married for 60 some odd years. Well, I never went in there. Okay, everybody at that time had lots of kids. We had, on our side of 10th Street, there were, 5, 10, 11, 13 kids lived on our side. And on the other side, there were only 7 kids because we had the church. But that's the way it was back then. Everybody had kids, and there were lots of them. And they all went to, from ours, they all went to Meadows. Now, besides the mice, do you remember the monarch butterflies, how big they were, and how they used to come in? I mean, they were like bats, I swear. They were huge, and they were beautiful. And before the church addition was built, we used to climb up on our roof and watch the fireworks from the Coliseum in downtown LA. And then they built the addition, and we can't see it anymore. But, okay, so they all went to Meadows, and I remember walking Tony to Meadows, and I think I did that for probably not more than a month. And then all the neighbor kids were all walking, so they took him. And all the kids, there, as I said, there were so many kids, they all walked together to school. None of us ever drove to school. That wasn't done. Well, some of them walked, but the majority, if they went with the 6th graders, that was handy. And so we never had a problem with that. I remember when they built the, they put the median down Manhattan Beach Boulevard, they were going to take away our crossing guard. Well, no, they couldn't do that. They put a street light there, and they said, no, we have a street light, we don't need a crossing guard. And no. So we got a petition up, and I did a survey. If you're going down Manhattan Beach Boulevard at 35 miles an hour, which is speed limit, by the time you hit that hill there, you can't see who's in the little kid in the crossing line. We got our crossing guard. Mm-hmm. So my big thing I did. Then, the Halloween. Have you ever been to the Meadows Fair? It's huge now. They have it in October. Well, it started out as the kids having a little parade for maybe 10 or 15 minutes on their lunch hour. And we dressed them all up in costumes, but things have grown and changed over the years. But that was the beginning of it. And then, bake pool. All my kids learned to swim in bake pool. That was the thing. Yeah, John learned. They remember that. Well, and he's a grandchild, but his parents learned to swim there too. And then, the weather. Oh, that was fun. I'm sure the weather is the same now. I'm sure. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sure the weather's the same now. Okay, Betty, I'll do it. This way. Right. Thank you, Betty, for reminding me. I'll keep an eye on you. Okay? It used to flood before they built, the fixed polywog as a drainage thing. I remember one time it rained so hard. My husband worked in LA. He was a truck driver. And he tried to come home one night, and his mother lived in Lawndale. And he couldn't, because Manhattan Beach Boulevard was so flooded that he couldn't get up to our house. So he had to spend the night there because it was that bad. And one time, it was raining so hard, and there was that puddle down there, and it had been raining for quite some time. And I had all 4 kids in the car, only had 4 at that time. And BK. My youngest was 6 years later, and he's got a thing about before Kenny. So when I say 4 kids, I really have 5. But I remember I had the kids, it's going slow, and we were trying to go through that puddle, and I rear-ended a guy. And I wasn't going to, so I drove up to, up out of the water, and I sat there in the car and waited for him to come to me. Well, he didn't. So I just sat there a long time, and finally he drove away. He wasn't going to get out in that big puddle either, and neither was I. So, and the other thing, we've got heat today. Well, back then, again, when the 4 kids were little, it got so hot one night. My daughter, she was, 6 or 7 months old, and she just was crying. I couldn't get her to settle down. The boys kept jumping up and whining. So when my husband went to work at 2 o'clock in the morning, I stuffed all the kids in the station wagon, went down to the beach, and I slept under the pier that night. And I'll tell you what, it was wonderful. It was a nice little breeze, and I can't imagine doing that today. But you did what you had to do back then. And then now we had scouting. There was a gentleman, and I don't remember his name, Betty Mike, who lived over in the village, who was a very big scoutmaster. Do you remember him? Anyway, I was a den mother for many, many years, and the kids all gave up scouting and went into baseball. So they never made it past, like past den mother stage. A couple of them made scouts. I think Paul did. But it was available. We used to have the blue and gold dinners, and Fred Morrow, most of you know Don Morrow, who's the coach here at football athletic director here at Costa. Well, his father, Fred Morrow, was very big in scouts. And that, again, I don't know a lot about that because my kids quit. So, then, now we have Little League. And you can start with, those are the only pictures I have, I'm sorry. We turned into Little League, and basically we haven't done a thing but baseball since. Oh, go to the next one. Yeah, just put the pictures up. And any of you people out there that remember any
down arrow. Okay, I don't have that. Thank you, I was marking that out.
If you remember, or if you recognize any of the kids up here, we have Don Morrow, of course, who is, again, the athletic coach here at Costa. There is Mike Dodd, who's on some of the teams. You know Mike Dodd. What was his name?
Giovanni.
Huh? John,
Giovanni.
oh yeah, Giovanni.
Peter Young.
Huh?
Yeah.
Peter Young.
Oh,
Yeah.
Peter, of course, Peter got there. So if you guys see any of the people, they were children then, but there are a lot of people you might know who will be in these pictures.
What year is it?
That's 65.
I was probably like
65.
65.
65.
It says in the back.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
619.
yeah, it's, most of them
Oh,
have
yeah.
the dates on
So I
them.
was 10. So
But that's the first, Tony, that's the,
I
yes,
was on the Rainiers.
yes, that was my son. Yeah, that was the Rainiers, that was the very first
Is
one.
that big up to the right? in that picture?
Yes.
Yes. The ramp. That looks like Bill Fletcher in the upper left.
There, see?
You got Mike Irvin.
Okay, that was the premier field back then, and Pollywog still was a small, pretty much. We had the concession stand, of course, and all the mothers got to have fun in the concession stand, and the bathroom door didn't have an inside lock, or had an inside lock, and of course my youngest locked him. That was after Kenny. He locked himself in the bathroom, and we had all these coaches trying to get this 4-year-old out of that bathroom. And then, I believe the farm practiced over in what is in Begg at the time, in their field. And then the other kids practiced on the field behind Begg, yeah. Yeah, it was La Marina where they practiced, I think. Anyway, I was, of course, a teen mother for a long time. We didn't have vacations per se, because if a kid made the All-Stars, you just stayed until they lost. And of course, we weren't always treated for them the correct way. There were three, there were the Morrows, the Myerchins, and the Wilhites. Those were the three who usually did the All-Star teams. And one of these you'll see district sectional All-Stars, which is where we were the first team from Manhattan Beach ever to make it out of Manhattan Beach. We were very proud of that. We didn't make it to the big one, but we made it to San Bernardino. That was good. And
Long way down.
now the kids at one point did play Pop Warner football. They had Pop Warner football, but it wasn't a big thing. My youngest one, by the time he came along, they did have soccer, so he was able to play soccer. They did not have any girls baseball team of any kind in Manhattan Beach. The only one was a softball team they had in El Segundo, and Judy Jackamer, I don't know if you remember her or not. She was a gardener. She was the greatest gardener you ever saw in your life. And she also had a booth down at the hometown fair for many, many years. And she started a girls softball team in El Segundo because she couldn't get anybody interested in Manhattan Beach. So then, there was scouting here. I believe, Betty, you did scouting, didn't you? Uh-huh. But my daughter wasn't interested, but we did have campfire girls for her. And then, at the gay 90s, remember that, the ice cream parlor? Yeah, well, every time that my husband's team won, they, all the kids, that was their treat. They got to go over to gay 90s for ice cream. And then they built STL, State Space Technology Laboratories, which turned into TRW, Thompson Ramo Wooldridge, which is now, so you guys all know that. But then the community changed a lot in the sense that we had we were kind of a working class neighborhood. We had, my husband was a truck driver. We had a guy who worked at the Broadway as a appliance salesman, this kind of thing. Teachers, just a good, it was that kind of a neighborhood. And then when TRW came in, we got a little different type of people coming in. And they had fewer kids than we did. They weren't, they were nice people. But you gotta change. We took us a little while to get used to the idea that we had to change. And so now, it's a lot, I think we live in a very wonderful community, a very diversified community, but a different community than the one that I raised my kids in. I like them both, all of them. And of course my grandchildren. But there's a lot that's hung over too. If you listen to John say, yeah, I swam in Bay Pool too. And that's his kids someday will say the same thing probably because the pool's still there. I think that's probably it.
Got more pictures?
Yeah, you got some more, don't you?
Oh, you haven't run? I thought you were running them behind me all this time.
Only one.
Alright, that's all I got.
No, there's more.
There you go.
Yeah, keep going. Now that's, there's the premiere again. I'll see if I can tell you some of these. I'm sorry, I thought that you were not.
You want to explain some
Yeah,
of the pictures?
1966. That's 1966. Keep going. That would be the same year. Different team, different kids. I had Tony was always in a team by himself, the older boy. The two younger boys were always on the same team. So I have, in the same year, I'll have 2 pictures, and sometimes 3 if they made the All-Stars. Okay. Are you going back and forth the same ones?
Nope, that's
Oh,
not-
okay.
That's new.
And any good luck, I recognize one, that's my kid right there. No one else can recognize me at this age.
I have no idea.
Oh, here we go. That was, can you read that, Chad, on
Mark Kessler.
the, no, on there?
Where are you playing?
Manhattan Beach Premier Little League, 1967.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chevrolet Cardinals.
And that guy over there on the left, the coach, I think he's someone who was around for a long time. He
Bill
showed-
Holler's on the right. His
Bill Holler?
Hall, yeah.
Okay,
Holler.
that's right. Okay. That's the All-Stars.
Wilbur Drake was very active in
Yeah,
all
John
of it.
Gardner.
Huh?
Wilbur Drake.
Could be. I don't recognize all those people.
He was the coach.
Oh, that sound, yeah, could be. And that's Premier Little League.
That's your husband and my uncle.
Yes, that over there on the right, that's my husband Kenny, and that's my brother-in-law Don Wilhite.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Son. Pete Young's up there next to Dad.
Yeah, oh, there's Pete Young, right next to my husband.
He was quite a crafty pitcher.
And then we have 68.
There he is.
There he is again.
You can tell where Peter is.
Now this, as you can plainly see, back here, that was Pollywog. That in the back area there. That, it was a lot different then than it is now.
Concert area.
Yeah.
Is that the original? That's the original field? No.
Except over on
That's what it's there now.
17th or
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah, that's
picture.
why it's there now. Yeah.
17th or 18th, yeah.
Yeah, the swamp was over.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, the pylons on there is where the water used to go. And again, now there's the concession stand in the back there. So this would be from La Marina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know what they were doing there. Easter egg hunt? Now here we come with the Braves. Again, my husband in the middle there, and on the right, I don't know who that coach is.
Don Myers.
Don Myerson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay,
What team was your sponsor?
that's 69.
I don't know how long it lasts.
Keep going. Oh, you can't see.
I can see him.
Oh.
Yeah. Just let me know when you want me to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
70.
Jarvis, Matt.
Oh, sorry.
Peter didn't stay in it.
If you guys know the names, the boys know the names. So just any names you hear, call them out, and if anybody knows them, then they can say who
That's
they are.
Dad, Don Myers.
Yeah, that's my husband
Fourth one in.
and Don, well, any of the kids.
Yeah.
There's Pete in the middle there. Well, my son Paul's next to him. Okay. Okay, now this is the Pony League.
Pony League All-Star.
Yeah.
Jim Cottle and the Cottles coached it. And Bill Cottle actually played in the big leagues for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Talk louder, Tony.
I said, Bill Cottle happened to play in the big leagues for about 10 years, so he was on that team as well. I was the little guy in front, Indian.
In 1970.
Yep.
1970, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the Colt League
We played
again.
down at Redondo Field. That's where we played. That's Jerry Striff in the top left.
Yeah, he's at Jerry Strip on the top left. Okay, 71 Braves. Again, there's my husband, a little older. And Don Myerson, same thing. Getting a little haggard there. Many boys. Okay. Okay, Pirates. Yeah, oh, that's Pony League again.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Play down there.
okay, Tony was in the Pony League, and obviously, yeah.
That's Fred Morrow on the left.
Yeah, there's Fred Morrow on the left. That's Don Morrow's father.
Right.
72. Oh, that's Pony League again. Oh, now this is my youngest son when he was in the soccer team, and that's where is he's over here on the left, the little blonde kid.
We were all together.
Yeah. And there's the Colt Leagues again. And the that's my youngest one again. I think he never got out of farm club, as I recall. He was not much of an athlete. I don't know where he came
The
from.
microphone worked for that
He was
part.
a big cop, 3 years old, giving out tickets, going up and down.
Well, right now he's a captain in the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, so he was a cop, not a ball player. Okay, then we have Premier Lion, 76. Oh, I guess, by golly, no, that's still farm.
Yeah, that's all.
And that's it.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
So you mentioned that Grandpa took maybe Julie the furthest they've been in All-Stars. Since then, my dad took them further, and I believe it's the furthest they've ever gone. I think my dad.
Stand up, Mike. Say it so that people can hear it.
Grandpa had taken them to Little League All-Stars, the furthest they'd been in Manhattan Beach, and my dad took them further on my brother John's team. I think that's been the furthest they've gone since. So the Wilhites have taken the team pretty far. So hopefully, when we have kids down the road, we
You gotta
can
start breeding some
beat my
ball
dad's.
players.
Yeah.
Say that again louder, please.
Breed ball players, that's what she wants to hear again. Grandma wants some.
They need to breed more.
She's gonna have to wait about 10 more years for us.
Excuse me, the gentleman in green has something important to say.
Yeah, they need to breed some more ball players.
Look at the youngest up there. is
I
just
couldn't
grinning.
hear him, Grandma.
Yeah. I'm still the single one too.
Well, as parents and grandparents, we're not allowed to say that anymore. But if we get other people to say it, what can they do to us?